Hello world, Bryan Hill here. I would like to welcome you to the Artlysium project. There's approximately 5 phases to the Artlysium project. Currently we are standing in the middle of phase 1, although there are 2 phases completed. As you can see, Artlysium is more than what you may believe. Artlysium is an actual company where I started this year, but I've been working on this journey since I was 16 years old. A good friend of mine challenged me to challenge my mind to see my future in a way that if I created it, what would it be? And so I took that challenge and I thought about it and I accepted some changes to what I believed I would be doing. So in high school, I decided, hey, I always wanted to make movies. I'm still young. Let's see what happens. And so I began creating in all facets. Started with music first, creating all types of different variations of my own music. Very, I would say, independent and unique. So from there, I created a journey to where I am now. And so a lot of this probably will be edited out anyway. So go back to where I started. Phase 1 of Artlysium will start with art. It's artwork. And so as you can see surrounding me and behind me, some of the pieces of art that I've created this year alone and as well as some years past. But vast majority is of this year alone. This wall here is my wife's artwork, and so quick view of those. Why refocus to the actual stance that I've chosen. Um, but Artlysium will have 5 phases, and so within phase 1 will be the artwork itself, which phase 1 will never be completed in such of in a way. Phase 1 will always be recreating itself, so it's a continual growth process. As I hone my craft, it will always be recreated. And so, get you a good overview there and here. And so, I am now 25 years old. I started this journey at 16. And so, the next phase, which will be phase 2 of this Artlysium project, is called The Broken World. It's actually a album. It's a musical album that I've created of myself. I make conscious hip hop music. Also, I would like to say it's not so much in a genre as others would like to, I believe, put themselves in whatever genre they would like. I ultimately can see myself growing within all variations of what music is because I love music at its rawest forms and just sounds and instrumentals and beats and without words. I love music. And so that will be phase 2 will be the Broken World project within the Artlysium project. And so that's pretty much in itself. It's 22 songs on an album that will be released this time next year, November the 2nd. And so a little bit about that project. All of the beats that I will be using have been purchased and copyrighted. And so the songs, I will be writing the songs. I've already have recorded some of the music itself. I also recorded a music video for the first single. The first single is actually completed. It's titled Stealth. And the reason I titled it Stealth is because in a world where I feel like everyone wants to be seen or has to be seen in such a way. I feel like the greatest progress within society is the changes that you cannot see, but it pushes you in a way forward to something of more growth. If it doesn't get you to more growth, then it actually takes away from your growth. And so I believe only in progress and not digress. And so in a way, that's the reason I created Stealth, was to show the world that you don't always have to show every step of your journey in order to enjoy and love your journey, but you do have to do the work without people seeing it in order for it to matter to yourself and matter to others. Is that they don't really, people really don't care what you go through to make it happen. Just make it happen. And so that's one of the reasons. And also with the Broken World project, we'll go right into phase three, and that is the novel that I've written. It's also titled the Broken World. It's pretty much 10 chapters, 80,000 words. It took me 3 years to complete the novel itself. So the reason it's also titled The Broken World is because The Broken World in itself is a project that I feel like will enhance enlightenment and creations of yourself, uh, being just yourself completely. And so I'll tell you more about phase three in a moment and in a completely different way. But phase three is the novel. Phase four will be the actual film of the Broken World. So there's a album, there's a book, and a film. The film itself will be a complete adaptation of the actual film, as well as the music, because the film won't be completed without having the music created, because it all correlates to one another. There's scenes in the movie that has to have certain songs play, and those certain songs I've created in order to set the actual mode of the film itself. It's already been pre-created, premeditated, and pre-determined. And so that's the reason why the film is the fourth phase of this project. So with that being said, we'll go like right into a different segment of this film. Um, and so phase five will be the actual purchasing of a location. As you can see now, I'm in a small room, and it's only me. And phase five will actually be a corporation, in a way that we actually inspire others and we bring in as many artists as possible to continually create art and films and music and novels, and will be pretty much as a school environment where there's certain things you can and cannot do there, but ultimately creating is the purpose. And so we'll get a little bit more into that as we get closer to phase five. But now we're pretty much in the middle of have the album completed and the book also completed. And so we're moving right along into phase three beginning next year. So everything leading up to phase three will ultimately be the film, leading up to phase four and five.
I have a purpose. I know I have a purpose. I thank God for giving me a purpose.
Hello? So it's called Purpose, and I feel that everybody in life should have a purpose. You don't have to know what it is now, but ideas come from focusing and having a good, positive outlook on it. I feel like if you feel that you're going into it with a positive attitude, it'll come out right. I have a purpose. I know that I have a purpose.
I know I have a purpose. I thank God
For giving me a purpose. I know ain't nobody in this world perfect. I know ain't nobody in this world perfect. That's the reason that I'm working. That's the reason that I'm working. I know in this world perfect. That's the reason that I'm working. That's the reason that I'm working. I know I have a purpose. That's the reason that I'm working. I know I just gotta keep working. Take the ups with the downs. I ain't never been a clown. You all dressed up, put that makeup down. I press forward fast, progress and cash. It's the past and the past. Forever on my dead grass. On my side, it's a hell of a task. They will never know my struggle, even if they ask. I probably wouldn't answer. My mind so fast and it's brash for me. I ain't worried about the face breaking their necks to get handshakes for me. Even you conversate about cake or you give me headache. I ain't brainstorming, but I am brainstorming in my mind, and I think that I have a ground from a mental grounding. From my mind, I can't escape. I focus on what I do right. Life, yeah, it's risky when you raise the stakes. They looking for me in my current state. Like I'm all up in my state, but my state is a natural state, and it's natural for other humans to hate. Debate about your work and how you do it every day. Yes, I'm working, yes, I do it every day. Yeah, I have a true purpose, yeah, they all up in the way. Yeah, I have a true purpose while I'm working every day. I know ain't nobody in this world perfect. I know ain't nobody in this world perfect. The reason that I'm
go by feel. Go to my website. Go to y'all.com. This song is called P-A-Y-M-E. Yeah. P-A-Y-M-E. Y-M-E. P-A-Y-M-E. 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 Praying about my mind every day of the week. P-A-Y-M-E. P-A-Y-M-E. Praying about my mind every day of the week. Gotta keep your mind strong. You will never see me weak. P-A-Y-M-E. P-A-Y-M-E. Praying about my mind every day of the week. From the feed, getting what I read. I'm about to get it, cause you know you needed to see it. Yeah, God selected me, put me on this mission, and yeah, I'm about to get it. God above is watching down on me. My granddad watching down on me. I seen him feed a whole generation, multiple generations. So I loving is so undefeated. talking about the ability of me, hey, and then telling me my mind on that right way. When I'm talking about the way it's all really, man. I tell the women that be looking for the women, man. And they be talking about I ain't a man, talking about the fans, talking about the critics and the haters and the lovers. The billion, placing God right above them. I gotta keep them first, or else I'm in the purse. I see my mind so strong. When I can't get hurt and I be talking about the rhyme, all the best is mine. Fellas little rhyme, drop that mixtape in time. Now it's time for justice, now it's time for justice. And no, I ain't rushing, no, I ain't rushing. But I got a girl that's rushing and she always up. Why you always looking? Strong little bluffers, Billy little Billy. He not like I'm the buster, Billy little Billy. I'm a dog, you can't puzzle. They talking about no mind, you can write up in this puzzle. It's okay, now they puzzle. It's okay, now they puzzle. I'm busting like OKC, you know it's the red. They talking about Lil Billy Mellow, Lil Billy a cool fellow. They talking about the fellow, been all black. Hello, Lil Billy Lil Ryan, got a halo coat, so tell all the haters they need to get a bar, so cause they thinking and I'm speeding up, I'm cleaning up and I'm cool. They talking about Lil Ryan, taking all these people to school. I'm thinking about my life, I'm thinking about their lives and how I can get on mine and don't even lie. Yeah, it's a committed crime. Yeah, it's Lil Bill talking about the way that a young nigga feel. Yeah, I think we need some justice, justice, mixtape justice.
Many people out to an open mic in the ring.
Yeah.
King Art is up next. What up, nigga? Show some love for you, Art. My name's Bryan. I'm a Hero. This is my first time performing here. This song called P-A-Y-M-E. I'm about P-A-Y-M-E. 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 And about my mind every day. P-A-Y-M-E. And about my mind every day.
Far from the city, getting what I read. I'm about to get it, and you can't even see. No, God selected me, put me on this mission, and yeah, I'm about to get it. Gotta put this down on me. I can't everybody sit down on me. I see
Hello world, this is Bryan Hill here, introducing the Artlysium project. The project was created by me. I started Artlysium this year as an actual business. It was first created entitled Worldly Art, and that was started in 2012. Worldly Art consisted of me starting a website and placing all of my music and artwork and some of my short narratives on the web so people can read and watch and also just become a part of my actual movement and journey. And so the Artlysium project itself consists of 5 phases. Phase 1 is it's pretty much my artwork. I'm continually creating and painting art, and so artwork is the first phase. The second phase will be music. I have an album that I'm preparing titled The Broken World. It's pretty much will be around 25 to 20 songs or 20 to 25 songs. that I've originally written myself and will be produced, and the production will be all in-house. Also, some of the editing and maybe the mix and mastering will be professionally done in a studio with real producers. That's something that I'm looking forward to, working with others in order to bring this project to life. At this time, I do know exactly where I will go to have it professionally created. Phase 3 will be the novel. It's titled also The Broken World by Bryan Anthony Hill. The novel I started writing 3 years ago in 2012, and it consists of 10 chapters, and it has over 80,000 words. The novel is pretty much an adaptation of an activist who's it's a fiction novel, an activist who's fighting against a power far greater than his own. Well, that's the way it seems at first, and so he's trying to change the world in a way that benefits people, and so it's pretty much a coming of age, and it has a lot of creative thoughts and ideas that I pretty much challenge readers to think outside the box and look into their own self. It's more of a self-reflection. When you read it, I believe you'll look in the mirror and some of the things that you do, and you'll actually reflect as you grow with the character. Phase 4 will be the actual film, also titled The Broken World. It will be the film from the adaptation from the book, and also the album itself. Certain scenes in the movie does require the album in order for it to be completed, because certain songs fit with certain scenes in the movie, because that's the way it was written. Songs were written to help the book and the novel, and so the novel itself will be used to make the film, which the music was used in order to enhance the film as well. And so all will stand equally in its own right, separately, but equally there will be a greater power all together to see. And phase 5 will be an actual location. We're gearing up to become an actual business where we reach out and we're gathering as many artists and creative minds as possible in order to continue Artlysium and help it grow, help others like me grow within their crafts. And so sometimes having a place to do it is all that an artist needs. Sometimes we get bogged down with not having an outlet to actually show people. So I want to create an actual theater, more as a production studio, where many artists from all over the world can come and rejoice and create. And that's what it's all about, creating art in all forms. Artlysium has grown in its own way, in its own right, to become something that I will live for the rest of my life. Artlysium, in so many words, in so many ways, I would say, has become my life. Artlysium stands for Art Heaven. It was created this year. Basically, in my novel, I have a chapter titled Elysium. And so when I went to have my business name created as Worldly Art, I found out that someone has something similar to that in my state, and so I couldn't register my business as Worldly Art. So I decided to change it and become more unique, more creative. And so I took Elysium from my book, from a novel, from a chapter in my novel, and I put art in front of it, and I wanted to be Art Heaven. I looked up the word, and there was no word actually made of Artlysium. That's Artlysium. And so I decided to make it my word, my everything. And so I now live in art heaven in my mind. I've been on a journey to raise my consciousness this entire year. I think I've learned more this year than any other in my entire life. So at age 25, I can say that I have advanced and I will continue my enlightenment and I enjoy it. Okay, back to the project at hand. Pretty much what will be the actual Kickstarter account project was created to assist with phase 4 and 5. Ultimately, I believe that I have already created phase 1 enough to give an idea of what phase 1 will consist of. Going forward, I have over 50 works of art on canvas, as well as posters and clothing as well. And so phase 1 is pretty much established. Phase 2 was the actual album itself. That is pretty much established as well. The album, I already have the actual instrumentals and beats and the actual words that I will be putting to the beats written. And so the album itself will be released on November 2nd, 2016. And it will consist of 22 songs. Pretty much I'm more conscious when it comes to music, so if it raises your vibrations and your mind frame, then that's the actual goal. And so that phase 2 is pretty much established. I know exactly where that is and how much it will take to complete that. And phase 3 is also the novel. And so the novel is pretty much written, it's completed. I will have both the album and the novel professionally edited. And so the novel will be sent to my editor and pretty much copy edit it first, and then he'll send it back, and it's a team of editors. So once I receive it back, I'll take their suggestions and re-edit it myself. Then from there, we'll see exactly where we want to go. I have an artist working on the cover itself. I still in debate whether or not I will create the cover of the book myself, or I'll let this artist who I've already promised create it, a family member of mine. And so it just depends on timing and how everything works out. But as far as the novel and the album and the artwork, those have already been in the works. And so phase 4, which is the film itself, is the reason I started the Kickstarter account. I feel like I want my film, the way I envision it, it's completely amazing. And so I don't want it to be less than what I imagine it to be. And so that's the reason I have created this project, because just to keep it real and know everyone knows that financially a great film does take great financial backing. So that's the reason I started the Kickstarter account, because I have created a lot of videos and films in my own time, and so I want to advance that area of my own understanding of what I want out of the film. I want the film to be seen by everyone in the world in a way where it's not lacking in certain areas where I know that I can reach someone. I don't want the story to be left out or missed, or I say not conveyed in a great way, where you miss the story by minor problems with the film. So that's the reason I want the film to be a complete version of what I see in my mind, an actual complete vision created. And so that is phase 4 is the reason I've created this project. And so there's more to come, definitely more to come. And so hopefully everything goes as planned. I think it will, though. Very excited, and
every day of the week, you will never see me weak. You will never see me weak. Keep your mind strong. Life is made to test the weak. Keep your mind strong. Life is made to test the weak. P-A-Y-M-E. P-A-Y-M-E. Praying about my mind every day of the week. Every day of the week. Gotta keep my mind strong. You will never see me weak. Never see me weak. You will never see me weak. P-A-Y-M-E. Thank y'all.
Already.
Nobody even doubt ya. Ain't nobody even doubt ya. 'Cause I don't need no houses and I don't need no fun. I'm still fulfilling the Bryan. I'm still like my gun. I'm just fulfilling the Bryan. I ain't never been a stunner, but I'm hot. I'm not no making beats. They call me stunning. Fulfilling the rhyme so stunning. I'm stunning this shit. And they talking about the way that I'm fitting this shit. Really, I am the machine and I'm working every night, every day. Knowing me, I just don't play it. I don't even write no more. In my mind, I stay. I'm making all the pay. And yes, I still pray. We're really good to Bryan. We need some justice today. Yeah, we need some justice today. So why we bring it in the day? Mixtape justice. Mixtape justice. Everybody's busting. All these niggas busting. Need some mixtape justice. Mixtape justice. Mixtape justice. Justice.
Yeah, you already know, man. It's your boys. There's no birds on my shit. Let me listen on this. Yeah. I'm talking straight down trash. You understand it?
In this world perfect, I know ain't nobody in this world perfect. I have a purpose. I have a purpose. Thank y'all.
They can't have a message sometimes. It's not all what we hear on the radio. So, next we have Lee.
Nobody in this world perfect.